The first event tonight, the women's 1 mile run. And again, a very small crowd this evening, just those who heard about it via social media, via the various running and track and field platforms. And those are in the neighborhood. Free admission, so if you're nearby, come on out to the Track and Tennis Center. But you need to get here quickly. We're going to be done by 9 o'clock. And our only heat of the women's mile, and Amy Piccolo from Battle Road Track Club. And you see her on the inside in green. She is going to be the pace setter, taking the field through the 800 and 213. If she can hang on as long as she can to lead this group through. Obviously, we have a number of high 420, low 430 milers as they go through the first 209 meters in 33 point. That is Amy Piccolo up front, and right behind her, Kate Mitchell running for New Balance. The field slowly migrating back into that single file formation that you see so often here at Boston University and also on other 200-meter banked ovals. You don't want to run those extra meters on the turns, and also just that little wear and tear on the ankles if you go up on the banking. 67 through 409, Amy Piccolo leading the way. Julianne Staley in the number 3 spot behind her teammate Kate Mitchell. Again, both wearing the New Balance colors. Back in the field, a number of top collegiate runners. Sophie O'Sullivan from Washington, J.C. Farmer and Carmen Alder running for BYU. As we'll get the 600 meter split, 3 laps and 140 high for Amy Piccolo, and about 6 to 8 meters between our number 1 runner and second. Again, that's Kate Mitchell, and then Margot Appleton representing the Virginia Cavaliers. She is in third. Our first collegiate runner and the 3 athletes around her, all representing New Balance. And I mentioned before, 800 meters in 2:13 was Piccolo's target. And she's going to be just a little slow, 2:14 mid. And we'll see how long she hangs on, or when Kate Mitchell or Appleton sneak up and take the lead. Piccolo starting to move out into lane 2, and she is going to leave it up to the finishers through 900 meters. So inheriting the lead, Kate Mitchell. Lead group of 6, and then about 10 meters back to the rest of this field. 2:51 through 1,009. Appleton, Staley, and Mitchell, 1, 2, 3. And then 2 of the 3 BYU Cougars are 4th and 5th of that lead group of 6. They're back to a single file situation. Running along the rail on this 200 banked oval. 2 to go at 3:25. In the number 4 spot, that is Carly Hansen from Brigham Young. She is behind Mitchell and Appleton and Staley. And there goes Julianne Staley from New Balance. Coming up, 1 lap to go. She's going to get the bell, and she is on it and pulled away from this field. Julianne Staley has 15 meters and growing on Mitchell, with Appleton in third. And then Hansen in the number 4 spot, down the back straight. This race is over. How fast will Julianne Staley close? 4:20 on the clock now. Julianne Staley's going to be in the 4:20s and win the women's mile at the DMR Challenge. Second is Appleton. Mitchell in third, 4:27.20. For the win, Julianne Staley. So the big run for Julianne Staley is we'll see the numbers populate.
Staley 4:27.20.
4:27.20 for the win. Julianne Staley, representing New Balance, just definitely had that higher gear on the final lap. Her final half mile, we'll get that split coming up as the men already take to the oval. And we have 2 heats of the men's mile tonight. Again, this is the current home of the world record, 3:47.01, set back in 2019. And an eerie silence with so few spectators here tonight, but still, many of them still on the rail, right above the running surface, and a total of 12 in our first section of the men's mile. And as far as pace setters, that is Axel Loudon leading the field down the back straight. This is the hot heat. Of the mile. 400 goes by in 56 mid. So Loudon in front, followed by Mick Stanivsek. He is also scheduled to help with the pacing duties. So Mick Stanivsek and Axel Loudon in front. Everybody else single file along the rail as they're coming up on 600 meters. About a half a dozen collegiate stars in this one. That is Jesse Hamlin from Butler in the number 3 position. Rob Napolitano running for NYAC, currently sitting in 4th. And we will get their 800-meter split with Loudon and Stanivsek still leading the way. Loudon pulls out 1:55 through 800. Now moving up into the 4th spot, Ryoma Aoki running for Honda. There's our lead group. Napolitano in front of him, Hamlin in second, and Stanivsek, who we believe is going to be continuing in the race, but stepping aside as far as being in the lead, as they'll come through 1,000 meters in 2:25 mid. Mick Stanivsek, Jesse Hamlin from Butler in second, and Napolitano in third as the second group closes in, and now we have a full single file procession of everybody in this field except for one. So 9 runners lined up with the leader, Mick Stanivsek, still in front. Here they come with 2 to go, 2:56. Napolitano along the rail makes the pass. Aoki right behind him. Down the back straight, Foster Malik from Boston University. One of the 2 Terriers has just pummeled the school record this year. He slides up into the number 2 position behind Napolitano. And they go 3 wide, make it 4 wide down the main straight. 3:27, 1 lap to go. Napolitano, Malik. Hamlin also moving out. 3 wide down the back straight. Aoki going by on the rail. Will he have the lead going into the turn? No. It's Khan from Florida. Parbeck Khan to the line. And the win, is that Steven Jackson from Boston College? It looks like it is. We'll see. It is Jackson, 3:55.39. Well received by the home crowd. Khan in second, 3:55.41. Aoki, 3:55.88. He had the daring move along the rail and was able to go into the turn tied for the lead, but then Khan and Jackson both beat him to the line. 2 great miles, folks. We got another one coming up for the men's mile, heat number 2. This one more dominated by the collegians. The second heat of the mile scheduled to go through 880 yards at 1:58. And so far the Pacers have been pretty much on point. And we're underway. Heat number 2 of the men's mile. Victor Palumbo. He's on the inside of the outside alley. They are in alleys for the first full 2 turns. He runs for Central Park Track Club Track Smith. And you will see him in the lead as they break for the rail. Victor Palumbo, 30 plus through 209 meters. Brian Adams from Under Armour Mission Run Baltimore District in the number 2 spot. Former Ohio High School standout with the Furman. And tonight sitting in the number 2 spot. As they are all stretched out, single file, behind Palumbo, 58 through 400 meters. So right on point as Joe Ewing from Harvard in the number 3 position, and a little bit of open track there between 3 and 4 as we see somebody, actually 2 responding to that. It looks like that's Wyatt Houghton from BYU. And through 600 in 1:27. And now that lead group of 7 with Victor Palumbo still on point. The number at 800 meters was 1:58. And then Palumbo scheduled to leave it up to the finishers. And we're coming through 800 right there, 1:57, 1:58. Victor Palumbo starts to pull out. Ryan Adams next behind him, and then Ewing from Harvard. Down the back straight. Now 2 wide in a couple spots, trying to move up. Right now, following behind Ryan Adams from Under Armour Mission Run Baltimore. 1,000 meters in 2:28. That is Ahmad Jaziri in second. With his teammate Ryan Adams in the lead. as Jaziri goes by. With a fresh perspective up front, 3/4 of a mile. They're going to come through in 2:59. We're going to get a couple sub-4s out of this, I am certain. Jaziri and Adams with Ewing. And then Christian Noble, the former D2 star for Lee out of Tennessee, in that lead group of 4. It's back to Adams in the lead with Joe Ewing from Harvard in second. Noble in third. And then Houghton from BYU moving up to fourth. Bell lap at 3:28. Adams on the gas. Then Ewing, then Noble, then Houghton. Adams stretching things out. He's got 6 meters going into the turn. Ryan Adams took over the lead after our pace setter stepped aside, and he is going to pick up the victory in the second heat of the men's mile in a big rush to the line. Adams happy with that performance. And it looks like, how many can we get under 4? As Samuel Field, our friend from New Mexico, who a week ago went 3:59.99, comes back this week. So there are the numbers. Ryan Adams. And another sub-4 for the Terriers. So BU has been celebrating sub-4s during this indoor season. And next up on the oval, the men's 800. And again, very little time between these heats. It looks like we got 9 more. Make that 10 in that second heat, sub-4. So the list grows of sub-4 minute milers at the track and tennis center.
All right, folks on the infield, I'm going to need you to take a step in or two so I can see lane 1. Ladies, I need you to take a step back. Thank you.
And we're back. Next up on the oval, the men's 800 meters. They will be in lanes, scheduled to go through 451. And the field, again, just 6. But it's a high quality group. Pat Forrest from Garden State Track Club, he's down in lane 1. And then Karam Ayan from Northeastern. In 2. In 3 is Louis Peralta from CPTC Tracksmith. And then a couple Black Knights from Army, Mitchell Burr and Luke Griner. They're in 4 and 6. And in between them, Hazem Miawad from Empire Elite Track Club.
On your mark.
Griner went 1:47.47 earlier this year. Set a big PR, came up and joined us on the stream. The young man running for West Point. Once again, Pat Forrest on the inside. In 1, they will break for the rail after running 2 turns in lanes. So Forrest through the opening 224 and change. We've seen him do a lot of pace setting this year as Griner starts to move up. He's on the outside of Louis Peralta. So it is Forrest and Griner. Once again, 51 flat is the target pace, and they're coming through hot. 49, 50, 50 point. Pat Forrest takes a look over his outside shoulder or inside, and there goes Luke Greiner from West Point. 300 meters to go. It is Greiner, Peralta, then Ayan, Miawad, and finally Burr. Luke Greiner has clear sailing. Can he close the deal? 117, 118. Luke Greiner with 1 to go. Peralta 6 meters behind. Ayan from Northeastern, another 3 back. Luke Greiner again went 147.47. He's got 6 meters plus on the field with 100 to go. Luke Greiner, the field's catching up on him. Final 50, here comes Peralta. 143, 144 to the line. It is going to be Peralta. And they're in the 147s. 147.54. Greiner did most of the heavy work in that second half. 147.69. A close 800 meters. And heat number 2 already taking their spots. The field, Dylan DeCombre from Virginia Tech in 1, Ryan Beagle, Boston College in 2, Zelen Nelson, Empire Elite in 3, Shamiso Sicanetta in 4, and Marcus Guidry, his teammate from Boston U in 6, and in between them, Spencer Pett from Boston College. 52 flat, the target pace through 400 meters. My favorite event on the track. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love the 800 meters. As Spencer Pett from Boston College taking a look over his outside shoulder, and he breaks for the rail 26 low with Nelson in second. And then a little bit of gap back to Sicanetta in the number 3 spot. This group spread out just a little more than our opening section, as Pett is going to take this group through a very, very stout opening 400 meters, 49, 50, 51, 52, right there. So it is Pett, then Nelson, and lots of open track back to Sicanetta. Down the back straight, Nelson takes over as Pett steps aside. Nelson to Sicanetta, 12 meters separating those two. Zalen Nelson from Empire Elite. Sicanetta now 20 back. Hard charging Ryan Beagle from BC in 3rd.
Nelson with less than 100 meters to go. Digging deep, looking for that extra gear.
Zalen Nelson
that far turn into the main straightaway.
headed to the line. There were a couple 147s in that first section, and he's just outside of them. Unofficial 148.7. Nelson gets 148.74. And we'll be right back after this break with the women's 200 meters. How about if we make that women's 800 meters instead of 200? All right, women's 800 next on the track.
Blue line, okay, white and blue.
Just one heat for the women.
Folks, I need you to keep taking a few steps in so I can see the inside lane.
8 runners scheduled to be on the oval, and we'll see a couple who just finished the women's mile. Kate Mitchell and Julianne Staley in lane 1. They're going out there and support our finishers with early pacing. And we're underway. Katrina Coogan also out there, Marianne Mijas, Chloe Forster from Washington, scheduled to be on the oval, and Sophia Goryaron from Harvard, the former stellar middle distance runner from Rhode Island, running for the Crimson now. She is in the lead as her teammate Mijas in the number 2 spot. As our 2 milers step aside, the field is down to 4. So it is Goryaron out front. And in her freshman year at Harvard, can it come to the line in 58 mid. Solid pace, and that is Helen Schlachtenhofen in the number 2 spot, and then Isabella Shepard in 3rd. Goryaron with 300 to go has about 12 meters on Schlachtenhofen. Both of these women 2:01 half-milers. Goryaron holding up strong, 1:29 high. Sophia getting encouragement from her coach inside turn 1. Her dad's on the back straightaway. Sophia Goryaron gutting it out. She has led this from the gun. 150 on the clock. Sophia Goryaron. Can she go sub 2? 156, 157, 158. 2:01 point by Sophia Goryaron, with Schlachtenhofen coming up for 2nd. 2:01.68, Schlachtenhofen at 2:02.75.
Next event on the track will be the men's 200-meter dash. Featuring a trio of terriers. You're in for a treat here, ladies and gentlemen.
Solid boy, guys, solid boy.
Featured sprinters for the Boston University team here.
And we are back. Again, to make this an official meet, you need to have, I think is it 5 or 6 events, and we are definitely having individuals who are not used to running lanes all the way 200 meters, and we'll see that here as a couple of our BU milers coming back in the hot heat and getting a little bit some raspberries from the crowd. Again, the focus tonight on the distance races. So our 200-meter sprinters, they are tearing it up. Oh, the sprint to the line, the final 15 meters. All right. You know what? That's going to be in their T-First profile. So Malik at 36.9 with the win. All right. Women's 200 meters is next on the track, and we'll step aside for a brief break and be right back with more from this year's Terrier DMR Challenge.
Women's 200-meter dash will be next on the track, and we'll have the same kind of theory, same kind of mentality as the men's 200. Looks like we'll have one runner, Isabella Shepard of Boston University. Fantastic events later this evening for you. Men's 5,000-meter run, one of the featured events here, along with both the men's and women's distance medley relays. Never miss a moment. With FloTrack, you can watch today's event live and on demand. Visit FloTrack.org for more information and sign up for your subscription today. That's FLOTrack.org.